I got nothing. Like, genuinely, I don't know what I'm doing today. Okay, first off, I'll address the obvious. This video is very late. This is last week's one, which I'm doing this week. But, like, I don't really care. I'm doing one of these every single week, but I don't have to do it in the week that it's representing. So I'm gonna have to do two in one, in this week. But, whatever. I've started playing this video game called Openfront, which you can see in the background. It is incredibly fun. It's just like a game where you try to invade the world, and I've been playing it quite a lot. So yeah, it's quite cool. But yeah, there's nothing really interesting that's happened in the last week that's like to talk about. This like comes and goes really. These things, like, I just like sometimes have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I sometimes don't. So what I'm going to decide to do is that the weeks where I don't have stuff to talk about, I'm going to talk about stuff that's happened in the past, or stuff that's just kind of like isn't out of the ordinary for me, but I've just never mentioned. And yeah, this week it's birds. So I realized that I've actually never like shared this with the internet at all. But I wouldn't really call myself a bird watcher, but I'd call myself a bird enthusiast. And I've been, yeah, like, interested in birds for many, many years. And it's been quite an odd thing, and I don't really know when it started. This is like it was I was very young whenever it started, and then I just kept going, kept falling into a rabbit hole. I do remember quite distinctly one evening when I was quite young, when I was a lot more into it. I just kind of like went out into the garden and I just listened to birds, and I just thought, okay, that bird makes that call, that bird makes that call, and that bird it calls like that. And then over time, I just kind of learnt like every bird call in New Zealand. And now, like, every time I go walking anywhere and I just see a bird, I instantly just go, oh, that's a thrush, or oh, that's a kaka. I just kind of, yeah, know them all. And it's a very useless superpower, but but it's cool. And over the last several years, almost as long as I have been bird watching, I've also been doing bird photography, and I probably like that better, because you kind of have something to remember it by. A lot of people, what they do is they invest a lot into like editing their photos once they've already taken them. I don't really care much about that, mostly because I can't be bothered to edit them. But yeah, I do have a collection on my phone of all my best bird pictures. I think there's about 100 of them. And yeah, every time we go away on holiday somewhere, I'm always interested to look at all the best bird watching spots in that area, hopefully to see birds I've never seen before. If you haven't, I would really recommend watching the documentary Listers, which is about birdwatching. It's just a like really well made documentary, and it actually inspired the editing style of a lot of my videos, inspired by this just 2 hour long YouTube video about birdwatching. And I really hate it, like the stuff that they're doing, because there is, okay, so they're kind of like two different types of bird watchers. There's birders, and then there's, no, what are they called? There's twitchers, and then there's like listers. And the documentary is called Listers, and it's about listers, people that like don't care about the birds at all, and it's quite weird. They devote their entire life to just seeing them, and just like, and sometimes they don't even see them. They do. They just listen. They just hear them, and they go, "Cool, that's it. I've seen that bird." And then what they do is they log it down on lists and stuff online, and yeah, online, this app called eBird, which I've only just started using recently, because I just kind of learnt all how to identify different birds just by going out on the garden and just looking at them, which is the best way of doing it, but it just takes a really long time. And just every time I heard a bird call, or I saw a bird that I didn't recognize, I would take a picture of it, try and identify it by looking at it online, and then once I've done that, like that would be in my memory, and it's like I learned that just by actually seeing the birds rather than just like people who just use apps and stuff like Merlin and eBird. And it's like, I'm not saying those are bad, but I'm just saying they're actually much better. But I'm just saying that's the way I did it, because I've been doing it for so young. I think I've been birdwatching since before I had a phone. Yeah, I definitely have. I've been doing it for well before that. I think the first piece of technology I ever owned was a camera that I took a bunch of pictures on. It was a pretty old camera, but I still took some good pictures. One of my favorite pictures ever is of these two Toho wax eyes. They're cuddling together in a tree. I just took that outside my front door. And I used to be a lot more into it, and I've been doing it less and less now. I haven't really ever gone out specifically looking for birds, unless I go to Zealandia, which is this eco sanctuary near where I live. I guess I could explain the predicament of New Zealand, because I feel like that's not very obvious, is it? Alright, crash course. Basically, New Zealand is two islands far off from the rest of the world, separated, so all the animals here are bloody weird. There were no mammals in New Zealand apart from sea mammals, so like seals and stuff, and bats, and basically that meant that all the birds in New Zealand, they had no like predators, pretty much, apart from other bird predators, and it ended up with like a bunch of birds that had absolutely no idea how to run away from a mammal. And then when humans came over here and introduced a bunch of mammals like rats, stoats, weasels, possums, hedgehogs, all that stuff, then all the bird populations just kind of died out. So a lot of people, including myself actually, have volunteered a lot of time to kill all the rats and kill all the stoats and kill all the weasels just by going out into the forest, setting up trap lines and servicing them. Yeah, I've had one line of rat traps that I've been servicing for about, I think it's about 2.5 years that I've been doing it. I don't know, I go up there once a month. I've probably killed like a couple hundred rats in my lifetime, and a couple of hedgehogs, and I think 2 weasels. Oh, and 1 possum once as well. But that was at like a rat trapping course I did. But yeah, I also realized that like that's probably quite a weird thing for people overseas, that that people in New Zealand, they just kill rats as a hobby. So yeah, I thought I'd share that. And New Zealand loves their birds so much. Like everybody seems to be obsessed with them. Quite famously, in New Zealand, every year we have a vote where everybody votes for their favourite bird, and it's called Bird of the Year. And it's it actually often gets more traction than our general election. That might not be true, but yeah, every year I've always wanted to vote for the little blue penguin. Well, I have voted for the little blue penguin because that's my favourite bird. It's this tiny little, about 1 foot tall maybe, little birds. They're blue, they're fat, and they're incredibly cute. And I've been wanting, and I've only ever seen one once, but they're just so cute. So they're my favourite bird, and they've never won a Bird of the Year ever. They've come close several times, but they've never won it. So I hope one year they'll win it. One time, little while ago, I was lucky enough to see a taraiti, or a fairy tern, which is New Zealand's rarest bird. There's only about 50 of them left in the world. Actually, I think that number's increasing. I think they're at around 60 or 70 now. But yeah, there's fairy tern. We didn't even go there to try and find a fairy tern. Like, we just went there because it was a nice beach. We were just camping there for a couple of days, and I just saw one, and I was like, oh, neat, that's a fairy tern. I knew what it looked like because I'd seen a picture on a sign on the way in. Yeah, and then I got some nice pictures of it too with my camera. They put little bands on the feet of those birds so that people can identify them. Yeah, that's it really. And then also I kind of just want to talk about this channel. and the channel name, because I've been thinking about it. If you don't know, my channel name used to be Unhappybean. My main channel used to be Unhappybean, and then so the second channel would, obviously be called Happybean, because it's like the opposite of Unhappybean. But then I changed my main channel name to Ittybean because it represents me better, and I just think it's a cooler name. But then I don't know what to rename the second channel. Like, what's the opposite of Itty? Or should I even rename it? I don't know. Maybe I'll just call it the Bean D-Lo or something. So yeah, feel free to leave any recommendations in the comments. I'm thinking maybe It's Not Bean, because I don't know, there's one person that would find that funny. But yeah, I'm not sure about that really. But anyway, yeah, I've been working on some videos. I've been working on my Horizon video, which I briefly mentioned. I was keeping that kind of secret because I didn't want people to copy me, because that was genuinely a concern. But it's over now, so I can talk about it. Yeah, so I participated in this big, like, $1,000 Minecraft event run by the YouTuber The Horizon, and we figured out a way to basically give ourselves like a big advantage in the event by building this bomb mechanism that could destroy the end crystal from really far away. Because the idea with the Minecraft event was that it was supposed to be this end crystal in the middle of a big, massive, impenetrable fortress, and like 1,000 players are trying to get in and break the crystal. And I figured out a way to blow up the crystal from like ages away using TNT minecarts. So yeah, we were practicing that for about a month, preparing for the event, and then the event happened, and we all died, and we didn't manage to get in there. But I'm still editing that into a video because it was still an insanely interesting event, and it was really awesome. So I think it's going to turn out to be a really good video. Here you see me now invading Poland from the south. Poland is I have neutral opinions on Poland. But yeah, I don't know, like, if I can really keep talking for another, how much longer is left? Like 6 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna cut it here. Yeah, see you next week, which is in like 2 days.